Hello and welcome to the first episode of All Geeks Aside. I'm your host Teddy, and tonight I am joined with my friend Val. In this episode I decided to do Earth's greatest protector, the man with the spiky black hair from an almost extinct race. Have you guessed yet? No, it is not Superman. It is of course Goku, and of course you already knew that because it is in the episode name and the description. Oh, and I didn't realize how long Goku's history actually was. So I had to split this episode into probably 2 parts, maybe 3. I didn't want to, but there's a lot of research in this, a lot of watching, a lot of reading, and I wanted to do my best for you guys and make it as factual, a little bit funny as I possibly could. Oh, and thank you to my buddy Andy over at Old Planet Media who helped design my logo. Please go check him out on Instagram at Old Planet Media. If you want to contact me on social media, you can do so at All Geeks Aside on both Facebook and Instagram. I will be getting a Twitter, maybe a Tumblr, I'm not sure yet. But if you could also leave a review on iTunes or at Google Play, that would be great. Thank you very much. Enjoy the show. Loyal?
Yeah.
Goku isn't that. He's loyal, but he's loyal to the point that he's so naive that he doesn't
Loyal
really
and
care.
naivete are 2 different things. You don't see him jumping over to the bad side. You don't see him going off and training with Black Goku, do you? No.
Well, Black Goku, you're jumping a little bit right there.
I'm just saying.
Well, fine. So, who is Goku?
This guy.
He's a guy. He's Saiyan.
Just saying.
He was sent to Earth to destroy it. And he tried to.
Good thing you forgot about that.
He did. So, he lands on Earth in a spaceship, gets rescued by Gohan, an old man, and when he's a baby, he's a real evil little kid. Doesn't listen to anyone, doesn't pay attention.
He has no home training.
Nope. So, he out for a walk with Gohan, falls into a ravine, bangs his head, goes into a coma. Wakes up sometime later, a couple of weeks, I don't know, and he's not an evil kid anymore. And Gohan trains him.
Oh, he forgot he was an evil kid.
He forgot everything, yes. Okay, so what can Goku do? What's his powers? His abilities, his craziness. He can fly, but he couldn't at the start. He had a cloud, just like Monkey. Because Goku and Monkey are kind of the same person. Based on each other. He can manipulate his chi. He can lower it, raise it, fire blasts from his eyes, from his hands. Crazy. He can do eye blasts, which he doesn't do a lot, but you see him do it every now and again. Some people say he has like telekinesis, but it's only when he powers up. The rocks start floating all around him. His aura gets crazy. Not sure if you saw that. He learns a bunch of different maneuvers. He's the Kamehameha, which is the turtle wave, destructive wave, very powerful. He's got the Spirit Bomb, which he absorbs energy from everyone around him, and then puts his hands in the air. I'm pretty sure anyone who's listening to this who likes Dragon Ball has at least tried it once. I know I have. He can do instant transmutation, which he learned from a crazy race of people after he vanished at one point, which means he can transmute to anywhere in the universe if he can sense the ki of a person that's there that he knows. Like he can go from Earth to King Kai's planet. He can go to Namek. He can go to the Kai's world once he can pick them up. He has telepathic powers, which means he can read people's minds, but he said he never learnt it, he just could do it, so I'm not sure if that's a Saiyan thing. He can do the Kaioken, which is a power that he learned from King Kai, which means he can raise his power level up to 10 times, but he has said that it's very dangerous, especially when he is Super Saiyan Blue, which we will not get into today. He can also go Super Saiyan. Now, Super Saiyan is the most important part of all of Dragon Ball. It's the penultimate power that all Saiyans want. It is a legend among Saiyans. He transforms into basically what they consider a god.
It's a penultimate power?
It's the penultimate power for all Saiyans. All Saiyans want it because they want to be the strongest.
What's after that?
After that is the Super Saiyan God,
Okay.
which is what they considered the Super Saiyan power to be. So when he becomes a Super Saiyan, his hair goes yellow, which is from the manga, and because they were too bored and too lazy to color it all black, so they said, look, let's make it white, which translated to yellow. His eyes go turquoise green, and his eyebrows go yellow, and his aura is immense. His strength is off the charts, and he has multiple versions of this. He has Super Saiyan 1, which is the base Super Saiyan, just yellow hair, turquoise eyes, and powerful aura. Super Saiyan 2 is bigger muscles, slower speed, but much, much stronger. Goku decided that this wasn't good enough. He found a way to kind of surpass it, and he called it an Ascended Saiyan. When you become an Ascended Saiyan, your hair is yellow, bright yellow, your eyes are still green, but now your ki crackles, and you get lightning going all around your body. Your speed's enhanced, your strength is similar, but your speed and power are more, but your strength itself is still roughly the same. Now there's Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3 is where it kind of gets really crazy. His eyebrows are gone. His eyes are still yellow, but his hair now grows long down his back. And at this power, he's insanely powerful. Like, I don't know the power levels. I don't trust the power levels because it's all fan based, so I don't go on off that. Now, the next one is not technically canon. So most people are probably screaming at it now. That's GT, that doesn't count, and you're right, it doesn't count. But we're still going to talk about it. It's a Super Saiyan 4. To become a Super Saiyan 4, Goku was transferred back into a child. And then he became a golden monkey.
Is that how he got his tail back?
In GT, he gets his tail back because he becomes a child again. So he gets his tail, obviously. And then he becomes a golden monkey, and he's lost his mind again, just like when he was a kid. Becomes a golden monkey, and Pan, his granddaughter, comes to him and confronts him, and he comes out of it and snaps out of it, and then he gets his senses back to normal, and he condenses all the power from the monkey into a smaller body. When he does this, his hair is now black, but it's long. He has red, purple fur all over his body. He has red eyeliner all around his eyes. And he is the same power as the golden monkey, only smaller. Probably more power, I'm not sure. Now the next one, which we're only going to roughly clip on, is Super Saiyan God. Goku became a Super Saiyan God in order to fight the Lord of Destruction, Beerus. He did it by getting 6 Saiyans, 5 of which were there, and 1 is inside Fidel's womb, his grandchild. And he absorbs the power from them, and he gets red aura. Like, his skin is all red, his hair is red, he's skinnier. And when he does it, he becomes the power. He becomes a god, effectively. And then he loses that power after he fights Beerus, but his body still knows about it. So he's learnt to control the power and keep it going. Then he figures out that he can become similar to a Super Saiyan God, but not as powerful, and that's Super Saiyan Blue, which he kind of learns from Whis when he was training with him, but I'm not 100% sure how he figured it out. But that's all the Super Saiyans in effect. That's basically all his power sets. He does have other small things he can do, but that's basically it. And so, now, let's talk about Goku and his story, where he came from, how he got to where he is now. Roughly, not all of it. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. This might even be a 2-part show. But, so, like I said earlier, Goku came from the planet Vegeta, which is ruled by the Saiyans. Vegeta was destroyed by Frieza, along with everyone else, and Goku was thought to be the only one to survive, because he was sent to Earth to destroy it. He's sent in a ship that's the shape of a ball, and it crash lands. He's discovered by Gohan, who decides to take him in and protect him and bring him up as his own. But he is a little, he doesn't listen to anyone, he's mean, he wants to destroy things. And then Gohan takes him for a walk one day, and he falls off the cliff, hits his head, goes into a coma, and then Gohan nurses him back to health. Not sure how long that takes, like I said earlier. But when he wakes up, he doesn't know anything. He's happy. He doesn't remember where he came from, who he is, and Gohan decides to name him Goku, which means awake from emptiness.
That's nice.
It is. Now, Gohan figured that he was very, very powerful and decided to teach him martial arts.
How did he figure he was very, very powerful? From before the accident?
Because he knew that he was different. He was very strong when he would hit things, when he was in his rages, and he would just destroy things very, very easily.
He had a sense.
He had a sense that he was stronger than he should have been. That he wasn't human because he came in a spaceship. Now, what's next? So, Goku has a dark, dark secret. He had a tail. And Gohan discovered that when he would look at the moon once a month, a full moon, he would become a giant ape. And Goku thought that this was just a story that his grandfather would tell him that was just to scare him, to keep him from doing it. But one day he says to him, hey, don't look at the moon. And he goes, why? Just don't look at the moon. So obviously when you're told not to do something, you have to do it. So that night Goku looks up, sees a full moon, turns into a giant ape, and kills his grandfather. But he wakes up the next morning and he thinks that the great ape came, killed his grandfather, and he is none the wiser. So he decides, okay, screw it, I'm going to stay in the mountains, I'm going to train martial arts, catch fish, and live. Which he does for many years.
Does he ever find out that he killed his grandfather?
Eventually. Just not yet. But one day, he's walking down the road, he's got a giant fish on his shoulder, and he almost gets knocked down by a car. And Goku's been in the woods for years. He's never seen a car, he's never seen a TV, he's never seen women. He's just in the woods. So the car tries to hit him, he thinks a monster is attacking him. So he freaks out. And he starts yelling at the car, and out of the car comes a woman. Obviously, since I just said he's never seen a woman, she's like, what's this? She points a gun at him. Now, she tries to shoot him, and it doesn't do anything to Goku because she's immensely powerful. So she gets curious and goes to talk to him. And she's looking at her like he's never seen a woman before. He's like oogling over her and saying, hey, come back to my house and I'll feed you. So they go back to the house. Goku is getting food and whatever, and he's letting her stay the night because I think her car is damaged, I can't remember. But she sees the 4-star Dragon Ball just sitting there, and she goes, oh, you've got a Dragon Ball. And he says, no, that's my 4-star ball that I got from my grandpa Gohan. It was his prized possession. She said, yeah, this is a Dragon Ball. When you gather all 7 Dragon Balls together, you can summon the Dragon Shenron, and you get a wish. And he's like, oh, great. Okay. And she wants to take the Dragon Ball, and she won't let him. And he goes, I won't let you have it, but I'll come with you, and we'll search for the Dragon Balls together. So this is Goku's first adventure.
He's very trusting of a stranger who just pointed a gun at him.
He is. So, the weird thing is that night.
This is the X-rated part for you folks at home. Cover the children's ears.
Bulma's asleep, and since Goku had never seen a woman, he was curious as to what was different. So he takes off her underwear. Because he's a child and he's curious and he doesn't know what to do. It's kind of odd, but it's Japanese. They're kind of creepy and pervy. So the next...
He's not even an old man yet. No excuse.
Not yet. So they go on their adventures, and they do end up finding all 7 Dragon Balls.
Well, only 6 they need to find.
They only
already
need to
have
find
one.
6. They have one. Because Bulma has a dragon radar, which is able to sense the location of the Dragon Balls, and then you can just find out where it is. Now, they do find all 7. They do summon Shenron, and they do get their first wish.
Which was?
I can't remember. Because unfortunately I'm not reading this off Wikipedia. I've written this myself. And I'm trying to remember most of this stuff. I did do a lot of research into this. A lot. Yeah, a lot. I didn't just read this from Wikipedia. It's I use Wikipedia sources among others, watching movies, reading manga, but...
Watching all the Dragon Ball there ever was.
Yes. So Goku is goes to Fire Mountain and meets with the Ox King. The Ox King asks him to retrieve a fan, Bandsaw fan, from Master Roshi. So Goku goes in search of Master Roshi, and he finds him, and this is where he first learns the Kamehameha. And Goku sees it once and can recreate it almost instantly. It's pretty much crazy. And Master Roshi is thrilled with this. He's like, oh, how can you learn something that took me 50 years to master? And Goku wants to train with him. And Master Roshi says yes, on one condition. That Bulma shows me her underwear. And Bulma being nice, she does. But, again, pervy Japanese manga. So, Goku's grandfather Gohan had trained with Master Roshi at one point. And he teaches him more when he realizes who he was. But they go in search of another Dragon Ball. No, they have all 7 Dragon Balls. And they're captured by Emperor Pilaf, named after the rice. Again, Japanese crazy. All the people's names in Dragon Ball are named after something. But while they're locked in prison, Goku is telling his friends about how his grandfather Gohan was killed. And he's telling them about the moon and the monster. And then they're looking at him going, they're kind of perplexed and wondering, well, you were there, the monster came, and then he's dead. So they kind of put 2 and 2 together. And as they're talking, they look up and they see that there's a full moon. So they said, Goku, don't look up. And again, they're told not to do something. What's the first thing he does? Turns around, looks up. And they think nothing happens for a second. And then he starts to change. So he changes into a great ape. He frees them from their prison, but he destroys Emperor Pilaf's castle in the process. But his friends Yamcha and Por, who's a cat, who is a shapeshifter, turns into a giant scissors, and they cut off his tail. After they cut off his tail, Goku turns back into a Saiyan, human. And this is the first time Goku loses his tail.
Which is very distracting, so he's probably not even upset about the fact that he lost the Dragon Ball.
No, he's not, because I can't remember what Emperor Pilaf actually... Oh, Emperor Pilaf's wish was for underwear, when he could have just bought it at the store. Now, Goku, the Dragon Balls are then sent to the 4 corners of the earth. It strains its corners when it's a sphere. And Goku decides to leave and take Master Roshi up on his training. And he does. He goes to the island and he starts training with Roshi. Now, some time goes by and this small, short, Goku's also short but bald-headed monk named Krillin appears on the island. And he also wants to train. And Master Roshi gives them a task. He tells them that they must go into the village and find him a woman. And not just any woman, it has to be a beautiful woman. And they do. They go into town, they go in search, and they keep asking every woman they can find. They eventually find this woman. I'm not sure what color hair. If I remember correctly, it's blonde, and her name is Launch. And they tell her their idea, and somehow, through luck that they both have, she says yes.
Or it might be because she's crazy.
She is kind of crazy. I think Launch had schizophrenia. She was two different women. Sometimes she was nice, and sometimes she would try and kill you. And they go back to Master Roshi's island. He's over the moon now because he's got this blonde woman that lives on his island. So there's him, two boys, a woman, and a turtle living on an island. And Roshi starts training them. Now he gives them some very, very odd training methods. He gets them to deliver milk for stamina, construction to build strength, swimming away from killer sharks, running away from stinging bees. But it appears that Krillin is more powerful than Goku at this point, which is kind of odd, as Goku has always been the strongest, but now there's someone that's slightly more powerful. And they learn this because one day Goku and Krillin are standing in the water, and Roshi is telling them to equal their strength to each other, and he says that Krillin appears to be slightly stronger and to bring his power level down. Now, I'm sure this might have pissed him off a small bit, but
maybe that was just to motivate Goku.
Maybe. Now, all this training is for one purpose. They want to enter the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament. And this is a tournament that's held every year, and people from all around the world come in, enter, and the winner of all the preliminaries continues to the main event, and then the winner of the main event fights the winner from last year. So he goes, so they both go, and Goku has no problem getting through, and neither has Krillin for that matter. But then it goes to the main event, and Goku's first opponent is a flying dragon type creature named Giran, and his name is Gira. Goku fights him and appears to be not doing too bad until he gets attacked by one of Gira's special moves, which is a sticky move that puts two almost donuts wrapped around him, and it's very, very strong. Goku can't break out of it.
Is this the merry-go-round gum?
That's the merry-go-round gum. That is the name of it. I couldn't remember. And for some reason, in the middle of the fight, Goku's tail regrows, and I also can't remember why that happens, but I'm sure it's no real reason, but Goku's tail grows back somehow, and he breaks out of the gum. Now, seeing this, Gira knows that this is an unbreakable maneuver. He forfeits the match, holds up his white flag and says, "That's it, I've had enough. And now, the next person Goku fights, he decimates, he destroys him. Also, I can't remember who he is, but it's inconsequential. It's just another fighter. But it's the last fight. The last fight is the champion from last year. And as it turns out, it's Master Roshi in disguise, but we don't know that yet. But he fights Goku, and they appear to be on almost equal footing. But it's getting late, and it's that time of the month. Not that time of the month, but it's a full moon. And up comes the moon, and Goku changes, becomes a great ape, and through quick thinking, Roshi destroys the moon almost instantly, and they continue to fight. But now, they're both losing energy very, very fast. Like, they're both tiring. He knows he only has one more hit. And Roshi knocks him out of the ring. So, Goku loses the first World Martial Arts Tournament. But, however, Goku is not defeated in such that he's defeated, but he doesn't mind that he lost. He says, okay, I'll have next year. So Goku goes out again, this time to find the 7 Dragon Balls again so he can get his 4-star ball back because it's Gohan's and he wants it because it meant a lot to him. So as you can probably tell by all Goku's travels, he He always gets attacked by something. He always tries to help someone, and this time is no different. This time it's the Red Ribbon Army. Now, I'm not going to get into all the fights he has, but basically he gets beaten. He wins, because it's Goku. He always wins, which is going to keep continuing. Even if you have him all the way down, he will find a way to win. Might not be him, but he will find a way to win. So he gets the 7 Dragon Balls again. He makes another wish again. And he just keeps training. And now it's time for the next martial arts tournament. And he enters again.
But before that, he goes skinny dipping and meets Chi-Chi.
He does meet Chi-Chi. Now, who's Chi-Chi?
Who is Chi-Chi? Isn't she the Ox King's daughter?
Mm-hmm. She's also going to be she's going to be a big character later, but not yet. So, after all this struggling and training to just fighting, he goes to fight in the 22nd martial arts tournament. Another one. Same thing. Goku's able to get through the preliminary round, and he gets to the main event. Now, this one, the biggest part in this was Tien and Shatsu. They were Master Roshi's arch enemies, students. And they're not very nice at all. So Goku ends up fighting Tien. Tien is a Triclops. Now he has a third eye over his head, over his 2 eyes, and in my opinion, I don't think anyone else can see it, but we can. Maybe Goku can. That he's showing that his third eye is opening, that he's had all the DMT, he's had all the LSD, and his brain is open. But he fights him. He's very, very strong, but they're cheating. Jatsu is using telekinetic powers to hold Goku down while Tien attacks him, and Goku keeps breaking free. But Goku does end up beating him through himself, but he doesn't beat him he beats him in kind of a roundabout. He doesn't beat him. He beats him, but he doesn't beat him. They're fighting, and Goku headbutts him, and they crash into the ground. But Goku hits the ground first out of the ring. And the rules for the martial arts tournament are, if you're knocked out of the ring, you lose. If you're knocked out for more than 10 seconds, you lose. So Goku hits the ground first out of the ring, and Tien doesn't. So Goku loses again. So Goku again isn't so upset about it, but him and his friends, Krillin himself, whatever, Chi-Chi's there, I think, Roshi, they all leave. Goku's a kid. He forgot his stuff. Krillin says, look, you're tired, you just fought a fight, I'll go back and get it. So Krillin goes back in, goes to grab his stuff, and in there's a strange person. It's green, he's wearing robes, looks fancy like a wizard or a king, and he kills Krillin, and Goku sees it. And Goku loses his mind, goes fit of rage, attacks the person, and he gets his ass kicked. But this Goku leaves after being defeated and tries to bring himself back to health.
He goes out into the wilderness.
He does go into the wilderness, and who does he meet in the wilderness this time? He meets someone every time, and this person is actually another unconsequential person, but it's rather interesting because he's a warrior.
A samurai?
He's a samurai, but he's a fraidy cat samurai. And he's not as powerful as anyone else, but he's still kind of courageous. His name's Yajirobe. Yajirobe will become famous in the future, as Yajirobe has a thing called senzu beans. And the senzu beans is a small little bean. You eat one and you're full for a long time. And it turns out that you're not just full, it will heal you of any injuries that you have.
Kind of like lembas spread.
Kind of like lembas spread. And they are attacked by Tambourine. who is one of King Piccolo's henchmen, son, actually, mutant son, and who was the person who killed Krillin in the first place. Sorry, I missed that. And he sends, no, excuse me, I'm wrong. One of King Piccolo's other mutated sons is sent out to find Yajirobe and Goku. And he finds them, and Yajirobe kills him. Sensing this, King Piccolo sends out Tambourine this time, because Tambourine has already proved himself at killing Krillin, and Goku has to fight him. Now, last time Goku fought him, he got his ass kicked. This time, Goku fights him and kills him. This time. Goku doesn't really like killing, but if it's a creature, I don't think he minds too much, but if it's a human that's good, that he can sense good in, kind of like how Luke Skywalker didn't want to kill Darth Vader because he could sense the good in him. Goku's kind of the same. Doesn't want to kill him, but
not even after he kills Master Roshi?
Not even after he kills Master Roshi. I know he wants to. Now, Goku knows that he's not strong enough to take on King Piccolo. But so he meets another friend, and this person tells him about ultra divine water. Now, if you find this water, it has two things can happen. If you have a hidden ability inside of you, it will activate it. If you do not, well, it's good night, nurse. You're dead. So Goku finds it, doesn't even think about it, drinks it. Now he gets powered up. His power is more than what it was because of his Saiyan abilities that he has stuck inside of him because of his tail. And he finds King Piccolo, only to discover that he's already found all 7 Dragon Balls, summoned Shenron, is making his wish. And he does. Piccolo wishes for youth. Now Piccolo's younger. He's more powerful now than he was before. Now that he's made his wish, he kills Shenron. So now nobody can be wished back. And Goku's 4-star ball is gone. Goku loses his mind again, which is a trend with Goku. He'll lose his mind and try and kill what he's losing his mind over, usually an enemy.
I have a question about Goku.
Yes.
Is Goku capable of learning new things, or is he just going around unlocking innate abilities? They say he goes into training, but every new power that he has seems to be a demonstration of innate ability.
Goku does learn new powers. Goku can learn a power by seeing it only a handful of times. Like with the Kamehameha wave, he saw it once and he figured it out. But when he goes to become a Saiyan, when he becomes a Saiyan the first time, that's a locked up power. But when he learns the Kaioken, that's a learned ability that he had to learn from King Kai. When he learned Spirit Bomb, that was something he learned from King Kai. Fusion, which is something we won't get into, that's a whole different kind of worms. He learned from the Kais, not King Kai, the actual people that were Kais. They are the protectors of the universe. They help everyone. They try and keep the peace. They don't do a good job of it. But yeah, you're right. Goku has all these innate abilities that he doesn't know yet, and he figures out through perseverance and battle and whatever. But he does have a lot of abilities inside him. But then he learns some stuff, like his ki blasts. He didn't know. He learned them from Roshi, if I remember correctly. He teaches him how to push out ki. But sorry, back to Piccolo, because this is where it gets good. He fights Piccolo. Piccolo is very strong, and he's losing. It seems like he's going to lose this time, which is another trend that Goku always has. Seems like he's going to lose. And just when you think everything is lost and Goku's had it, he finds teeny tiny sliver of power locked inside him and blows a hole through Piccolo's chest with his head. And then Piccolo is dead. But before Piccolo dies, this is important, he spits out an egg. And that's it. We don't see any more for a while. Now Goku is on another quest. Again, this Goku has been, the whole Dragon Ball series has been described as something similar to a hero's journey, which is similar to Star Wars. So, it's good guy, must fight bad guy, goes on a quest, meets his friends, off you go. Great story. Great theme for any story. Most people will watch it, funnily enough. Now, Goku's new quest is to find a way of bringing back the Dragon Balls, to bring back Shenron so that he can bring back all the people that Piccolo killed. Goku hears legend of a guardian of the earth. His name is Kami. Kami lives on a floating palace in the sky. It isn't really floating, it's more like very, very high up in the clouds with a stick in the ground. Goku finds his way there, flies up there. Kami, when he sees Kami, he's kind of scared because Kami looks a lot like Piccolo. And he should, because he is the good half of Piccolo. Piccolo was spit out from Kami years ago. He discovers through talking to Kami that, yes, I am the one who created the Dragon Balls originally. And yes, I can recreate them, but it will take time. So he says, okay. And he waits, and he does. While he's there, he said, I'm here, I might as well train. So Master Popo, who I'm pretty sure Bala doesn't know who Master Popo is and should look it up right now, because I don't think I showed it to her for good reason. So you should Google Master Popo right now, and then when you find him, you should tell me what you think. Now he trains with Master Popo, who teaches Goku, who has to figure out how to beat him at speed. And Popo is rather fast, so he's teaching him some more stuff. And I'm not sure what powers he learns from Popo other than him increasing his speed. But they do eventually recreate the Dragon Balls, and Goku is able to bring back all his friends. And as the Dragon Balls are dispersing this time, Goku leaps up and grabs the 4-star Dragon Ball. Now, Rana has discovered what Mr. Popo looks like, and as she will describe him to you. For those of you who have never seen this person before, and you should Google it as you're listening to this, Mr. Popo is...
He is a short, plump, humanoid-type creature who's been covered in black paint and put on a turban. It looks ridiculous. It looks like, imagine the Sultan, the father from Aladdin, except for fatter and with black paint on his face.
Now,
ridiculous.
I will say that this is Dragon Ball. This is from 1986. They have since redone Master Popo, Mr. Popo, and he is now blue.
That's no better.
It's no better, but now he's blue.
Is he still pudgy?
He is still pudgy. He still looks exactly the same, other than instead of black skin, he basically looks like what I would call a gollywog. Now, any Irish person out there or English person will understand what a gollywog is.
Kind of like an Oompa Loompa, but black.
Well,
you know,
black skin, red lips, very, very, very stereotypical, very, very, very racist. Now, again, Goku is...
But he is a demigod. There's at least that much.
He is a demigod. He is rather fast, very powerful.
That's really funny that he's fast, because he's so pudgy.
Yes, it is quite funny. Now, again, Goku goes on his normal loop. He trains so that he can enter the 23rd martial arts tournament.
Oh boy, oh
now, this is the third one he's entered. He hasn't won one. That's odd. Now,
it's not that odd because he's a teenager at this point, right? And in both of the previous cases, he lost what? He lost self-control, which is exactly what you expect from a teenager, which is what led to him losing.
Now, this time, Goku has been training for a while this time. And he meets his friends. He was training by himself. And he goes back, he meets up with, there's Roshi is there, Yamcha is there, Chi-Chi is there, Bulma is there, and they don't recognize him this time. Because they're used to seeing a short kid in his gi waiting to fight. This time...
And his red gi.
Red gi, whatever, red, orange, blue, he's had many colors.
Yeah, but when he's short, he has a red one, and it gets taller.
This is true. This time he's in a suit, he has his hair all tied up so you can't see his hair. Goku has very, very particular hair. It's black, it's spiky, it never grows at all. He never needs to get a haircut. It's the same thing I'm taking.
Kind of like Harry Potter.
Now, again, like the last two, Goku defeats the preliminaries with ease. But it's when he gets to the main event. And he does end up fighting Krillin in it. And obviously he wins. It's Krillin. He's short, bald, got 6 dots in his head. He's quite strong for a human. Like some would say the strongest human, but Goku is obviously stronger. Now, there's this odd character there who has green skin and wears a turban and has a purple gi on, fighting uniform, whatever way you want to call it. They recognize him. It's Piccolo. It's Piccolo Jr. this time, though. It's the egg. The egg is now 3 years old. And Goku has to fight him. And this is going to be Goku's hardest fight to date. He struggles with this one. Goku gets knocked out within the first few minutes. And he's laying on the ground, and Piccolo says there's no point in counting, he's out, he's dead. Goku's laying there, and Goku, being the naive, fun-loving guy that he is at number 8. He just wakes up and attacks, and then it just continues on like that. Goku is trying to destroy Piccolo with every attack he has, but Piccolo is linked to Kami, and he can't kill him. He knows this. He doesn't want to kill his friend by killing an enemy. He would sacrifice everything else. He would sacrifice himself to save everyone else. It's one of the downfalls of being Goku. You have to be the way. Like, he has to save everyone, even at the cost of his own life. Now, it keeps going. Goku is fighting him, and Piccolo says, "You've not seen me yet. This isn't even my full power." Piccolo grows to over 100 feet tall, and now Goku's like, okay. Obviously, he's Goku. He wants to fight the strongest. He doesn't care if he's 100 foot tall, 200 foot tall. He attacks him. And he appears to defy the laws of physics, and every time he fights him, he knocks him down. And Piccolo's getting mad now. Goku's still having fun and laughing. He's like, let's go, keep going. He attacks him again, and this time Piccolo's had enough. He grows again. He gets even taller. And Goku's like, I can get you. So he flies straight at him, right towards his head. As he's flying, he's charging a Kamehameha wave. He gets up to his mouth. Piccolo's mouth's wide open at this point. He flies right in and launches the Kamehameha from inside. And Piccolo's like, it's as if Piccolo just drank 2 shots of whiskey and can't hold it in. But inside him, there's a Saiyan blasting and kicking and punching, and he spits him out again. And as he's spitting him out, Goku had grabbed a mini jar And inside this jar is Kami, who Piccolo had kidnapped and captured in the jar. He gets out and resurrects Kami, and Kami's there, and he tells him most of the story and says, kill him. You can bring me back with the Dragon Balls. Just kill me. I don't care. If you kill me, it kills him. It's easy. And he says, no, I'm not going to do that. And they keep fighting and keep fighting. Goku is getting destroyed this time, and Piccolo is equally getting destroyed. They're running out of energy. And Goku says, okay, one last punch. We're going to decide this match on one punch.
Was it a punch or was it a headbutt?
No. The first one from Piccolo was a punch.
Okay.
So Piccolo punches Goku, knocks him into a wall, and Goku lifts up his head smiling. Because obviously only Goku can smile at getting punched in the face and almost knocked out. But Piccolo is talking, and they're both talking. Goku's holding off on his one last punch. Goku still has power. He always has some little bit in his gas tank. Tiniest bit. Kami and them are discussing, and Kami keeps telling him to kill me. Don't try and fight him. You can't win. They think that Piccolo is some form of god, which he's not. He's just another human-ish green alien. I'm not sure what he is at this point. And Goku just tries. So Piccolo Jr. just having heard enough and annoyed with everything that's going on, blasts a hole in his shoulder. And Goku is laying there in pain. Obviously, he just got shot in the shoulder. But Goku's still not had enough. He's still arguing. He's still fighting with him. He's still trying to get there and become the strongest, obviously. But Piccolo comes at him and stands on his shoulder and tries to hurt him even more by putting pressure on the wound. He keeps doing it. At this point, he's trying to tell everyone to get away, get out of here. This is it. You have to leave now. This is gonna be the end of it. But Goku's just laying there, and he punches. He's just laying there, and Piccolo comes up to him and blasts him in his other arm. After his shoulder already getting destroyed, he's now blasting his other arm, and Goku is like screaming in pain, crazy, and Piccolo stops and says, "No, I won't take your arm." He breaks his leg instead. So now Goku has two not working arms, a broken leg, and he still thinks he can win. So he flies up into the air while Piccolo's distracted, doesn't see any of this, and Goku rushes at him from space, from the sky, and headbutts him and knocks him out cold. So now he's laying on the ground, yelling at the announcer, who is the ref, saying, "Is he in or is he out?" And he's like, "I don't know." The announcer's looking around and he can't tell if he's in or out because now at this point the stage is half destroyed. Piccolo is 10 feet from Goku. Goku's laying there on his stomach, face up, bleeding from everywhere at this point, and he says he's out. Goku is now announced the winner of the 23rd match. And Kami wants to kill Piccolo, but Piccolo says no. And then they want to kill Kami. He wants them to kill him, and Goku this time thinks about it. He says, "I can bring you back with the Dragon Balls." But then he has an epiphany. He says, "Wait, you created the Dragon Balls. If you die, won't they die too?" And Kami also realizes, yes, they will. So now, Piccolo is laying there. Goku asks for a Senzu bean, who gives it to Piccolo. And Piccolo comes back to life. Back awake, all his wounds are now healed. And he flies off. He's gone. And that's it. This is the end of this episode. We're going to take up the next part with the Saiyan saga and the return of the Saiyans, and that's where it gets even more interesting.